I really enjoyed Prunella and the Disappointing Ending. This is the second segment in the 5th episode of the 13th season of Arthur, and the final Henry Screever book is out. And honestly, the amount of Harry Potter parodies in this is just absolutely delightful. And Prunella and Marina plan to both read it together, or at least read the same number of chapters a day, so they can discuss it as they go, but they each kind of read ahead, and they end up competing with each other to prove who is the fastest reader. But by doing so, they lose sight of what's really important. And I'll discuss more about that in a moment with a spoiler warning, but I really enjoyed it. I love any time Henry Screever is mentioned because there are some really great parodies and puns and twists on the names and things, which amuses me no end. And this time we actually see pretty much all of the characters getting excited about this, because obviously not all of them were addicted to begin with, but now even Arthur and Muffy and Francine are interested in it, which I think is pretty much how it went with Harry Potter as well by the time the last book was out. And being an avid reader, and there are, certain novels over the years where I've started reading it and I could not put it down, and I completely understand. And if you're addicted to this book, you don't want to have to wait for your friends to catch up or to stick to a schedule. So I get where they were both coming from, but I think the message about enjoying books rather than competing is really important as well. There was the whole thing, about who would finish Harry Potter first, and I remember there were like news articles of kids who'd stayed up all night and finished it in 4 or 5 hours and read it by breakfast. And it's like, well, yeah, that's great, good for you, but did you actually enjoy it, or were you reading it because you wanted to be able to say you'd finished it quickly? Personally, while as I say, there are books where I want to just binge read them, I like to savor them. And actually, if I'm enjoying a book, I'm more likely, most of the time, if I can, to savor it and take my time with it, because I don't want it to end. If you read a book really, really quickly, if you're enjoying it, it's a great experience, but it's over much more quickly. So there are some great messages in there for readers and really focuses on what's important. So I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely spoke to me a lot. Not sure what they'll do with Henry Screever going forward. I imagine they could still probably mention the films, although given the way Harry Potter went, maybe the Henry Screever writer will just carry on writing various books, or there will be new covers or new paperback versions. You know what it's like. But either way, Prunella and the Disappointing Ending was definitely an episode that spoke to me, and one that I really enjoyed.